So you know we made that brown butter pound cake the other week, a regular style. It was so good. I told y'all I couldn't get past it, that I had to bake it my house style. Baby, yes indeed, with the glaze. Check it out. I'm gonna go ahead and show y'all how to make this cake. Come on, look. Don't say I didn't tell you. And then when you taste it too, you're gonna be like, "What was I waiting on?" Now come on, let me show you how to whip it like butter. Okay, so for this recipe, we're gonna start off by browning our butter. All right, so we just kind of swirl it around in the pan, let it do its thing until it has like a nutty aroma and it has like a little bit of a amber color, and then we go ahead and remove it from the pan. You can go ahead and let it come to room temperature, and then I would suggest refrigerating it and then taking it out of the refrigerator when you're ready to use it and bringing it to room temperature. All right, so we have that goodness right here. I had this on the counter. It is room temperature, y'all. It was just in that bowl like that, okay? So we're adding it to our bowl, and we're gonna go ahead and blend that with our granulated sugar. All right, but we're also going to add, for a balance, we're adding 1 stick of salted butter at room temperature. All right, so that was 3 sticks that we put on the stove. Then we're going to slowly add our sugar into our bowl. So we have a total of 2 cups of butter, 4 sticks, and then we have 4 cups of sugar. As always, the details are in the description or linked into the comments. All right, so we're going to blend that together for about 5 minutes or until nice, light, and fluffy. Our mixer was at a 2. All right, so I scraped down the sides of the bowl, went ahead and started the mixing process again. I like to give it a quick mix before adding the next ingredient after doing that. So we're using vanilla bean extract for this recipe. You can also use vanilla extract, but baby, I'm trying to tell y'all before, don't sleep on it. All right, add that into your batter and just go ahead and mix that until it's combined into your batter. And then next, we're going to add our eggs. Okay, so you can scrape down the sides of your bowl before you add your eggs if you want to do that too. Still, our mixer is at a 2. No low 1 or 2, but no higher than a 2. So we're adding our eggs one at a time. 10 eggs, y'all. We use a lot of red eggs for my hot pound cake recipe. Add them in the bowl, mix until combined. The batter becomes silky like this after you add your eggs. We're alternating with our flour, okay, and our heavy whipping cream. You can also use buttermilk if you like. You can also use cream cheese and all that. I don't want to overcomplicate it, but you can use heavy whipping cream, but buttermilk is also an alternative. Both should be at room temperature. Give them a quick stir before adding them to your batter. You want to start with your flour and you want to end with your flour. Only mix until combined. Stop your mixer if you need to so you don't overmix, okay? Before adding the next ingredient, especially if you don't have everything all measured out and you're kind of just preparing as you go. All right, so we're going to give it a last hand mix, right? Our oven is already preheated to 325 degrees. We spraying the hell out that pan, and then we're coming in with our pastry brush, and we're just, making sure that we smooth it. You see it's all foamy and stuff. I don't like to lay my cake into the pan when it looks like that. I like to go ahead and give it a nice brush first. Adding our batter in 2 parts here, laying it down, and of course we're going to smooth the top of it. Got my Lazy Susan right here that I'm using. I don't have this one linked in my store, but I do have a Lazy Susan linked in my store. Also, this pan, an 18-cup bump pan is required for this recipe. You can't use a smaller one really. Well, you can, but you can't fill it to the top. So it's best just to use this one. You can use a 16-cup, same thing. You can't fill it to the top, or you usually leave an inch of space. You can't fill it as high as you would need to because it's not big enough. So keep that in mind if you want to use it. Just because you don't have the pan, you can't. Okay, so we bake this cake for about an hour and 30 minutes, or until the toothpick comes out clean. You really want to start checking on it at an hour and 15-minute mark, and we're just gonna let it cool before we glaze it. Now, I went ahead and did this when I made my other butter, but I'm just showing you again the butter, the brown butter that we did for the glaze. I just went ahead and did it all at once, so it will be already ready to go, right? So now we're making our glaze. We have our powdered sugar here, all right? We're adding again vanilla bean paste. We're adding that brown butter. You can use, so we did a stick of brown butter, so you can use a half or you can use 1/4 if you want to cut it, however much brown butter that you want to use at this point, but no more than a stick. You don't want it to be overly greasy, all right, and throw off the balance of your glaze. Okay, so we're adding our milk a little bit at a time until we reach our desired consistency. Before I just finish and say it's the consistency that I wanted, especially when making glaze in a mixer, you don't have to make it in your mixer. Make sure you scrape down the bottom and the sides of your bowl and then give it a nice quick mix again and make sure that that's the consistency that you want before it's your final. Go ahead and pour your glaze as soon as you get done mixing it. You don't want it to set. The consistency starts to change, okay? And so add it to your cake however you want to. I decided to put a little design in the icing. I didn't want it to just lay on top of the cake, so I'm using my offset spatula for that. Do you, okay? After you add the icing, let your cake set before you go ahead and give it a nice cut. And then, of course, you're ready to serve it. And I know some of y'all like warm cake. You don't want to glaze your cake warm because it could cause the glaze to thin out, run off your cake. Go ahead and allow that cake to cool if you want to take a couple of slices and eat it warm, or if you want to glaze your cake as you go, however you want to do it, but let that cake cool before you glaze it. All right,
Mm-hmm.
and here we go with the finale. Mm-hmm. Baby, this cake is bomb, okay? Now it's your turn to whip it like butter. Bye.